It takes a village to raise an athlete. For more than 120 years, Marine Atlantic has connected our sports communities with the people, places, and games they love.
Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome inside the broadcast location here at St. Pat's Ballpark as we bring you the final day of competition here at the 2025 Canada Summer Games. This is ladies or women's baseball, if you like, and this is the gold medal game between Alberta and Ontario. Strap in for what should be one heck of a ball game. Alongside Bill Hart, I'm Brian Rogers on the call here, all part of the Universal Media Group. We're based out of Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, and this will be our final broadcast of 2 exhilarating weeks here at the Canada Games. Big fella, here we go. We've reached the gold medal game.
And then there were 2. Ontario, Alberta, easily the 2 strongest teams in this women's baseball tournament at the 2025 Canada Games. It's exciting beyond belief. And a number of pieces of this game are going to be making their way to the Baseball Canada Hall of Fame in St. Mary's, Ontario. Baseballs, who knows what else, scorecards. It's going to be an absolutely historic moment. And those viewing at home, don't go anywhere. We want you to be as much a part of this as myself and Brian Rogers.
Well, we hope you're going to be viewing on CBC Gem or NTV Plus in your favorite viewing room and hopefully on your personal device of your favor as well. Here's the umpiring crew for the gold medal game. At home plate is Lisa Turbot. Down the first base line is Emmanuel Crevier. On the second base side is Elise Lallemand. And at third base, it's Margaret Jean Willis. So have a great game here, officiating crew, and may the best team win. And this is going to be, I have a sneaking suspicion, a terrific ball game. We may see the long ball come into play. Ontario has hit a tournament-leading 5 home runs overall, and we saw what they can do with the big flies yesterday when they poked 3 in a 9-1 win over Saskatchewan in a quarterfinal. And of course, the long ball played a big part as well in Ontario's victory over British Columbia last night. And before we go any further, congratulations to Team BC.
That's right.
and Nova Scotia. BC
Yes.
wins the bronze. Nova Scotia, hold your heads high, finishing 4th. And Team Newfoundland and Labrador, wherever you may be, whether you're home viewing this as well or you're here at the ballpark with your family, we are so proud of your accomplishments, ladies. You did fantastic representing our province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Absolutely right, they did. So happy with this, with what they put together here. And a beautiful day for baseball. A little cloudy, 18 degrees, not too hot, not too cold. Nice little breeze blowing to the left. Whether or not that will cause a factor in this game, we'll wait and see. But chomping at the bit. Both teams are all in a huddle right now, just talking, putting their arms around each other, appreciating the moment that they are all sharing together, because today they are teammates. After this, they are lifelong friends. They will forever be connected by this game, this very, very game at St. Pat's Ballpark on the final day of competition of the 2025 Canada Games.
Yes, and as I said, getting to be a little bit of a sentimental old guy, parting of such sweet sorrow. And here comes Team Alberta taking the field. Nice round of applause from the Alberta fans here. And Ontario on the other side of St. Pat's Ballpark. So it should be a great day. Hey, we have the sun poke through. There is some smattering of blue patches up there amongst a little bit of sunshine, and we figure we'll have frequent sunny periods throughout the afternoon. It's nice and warm now, and ideal setting for baseball in the gold medal game. On the hill for Alberta, pitching here this afternoon is Avery Mullen, number 8, as she takes her warm-up pitches with her battery mate, the Alberta catcher, number 11, Claire Hingley. Ontario will hand the ball to slugger Jaden Sagard, who went deep twice yesterday in Ontario victories here. And we'll keep an eye on Jaden Sagard as she will be towing the rubber And on the mound for Team Ontario. Played first base yesterday, Bill, for the most part, and swung that big bat along with her battery mate Zoe McGregor, number 24. Both Jaden Sagard and Zoe McGregor went back-to-back in that victory over Saskatchewan. So the long ball plays a big part of Ontario's offensive structure.
Well, I'll tell you, Avery Mullen is quite the pitcher indeed. Now, she's only pitched one inning in this tournament, but in that one inning of work, she has struck out 3 batters.
Well, I'm sure that the coaching staff for Alberta, led by the head coach Chris James at the Spruce Grove, was saving her for this gold medal game. The other coaches for Alberta are Mark Randall and Tara Lukanich. So here we go. Stepping in is Akira Takashima. Avery Mullen gets the sign, and here's the first pitch of the gold medal game, and it's a call strike. And that ball is coming out of play. Kelsey McIntosh from Baseball Canada want to get that to the Baseball Hall of Fame in St. Mary's, Ontario. So an opening strike from Avery Mullen. And the second pitch is fouled back to the screen. Good rip. 0-2 quickly on the leadoff hitter for Ontario, their left fielder, Akira Takashima, number 60.
And Takashima having a great tournament. 3 hits, knocking in 8 RBIs in the process, scoring herself 9 times. And here's the best part. You want to get her on first base. She has stolen 3 bases already.
Be noisy here this afternoon for sure as we wrap up the 2025 Canada Summer Games Women's Baseball Competition. There's a ball fouled off, and the count remains at 0-2. Medals also being presented today in volleyball for men's and women's play at the field house at Memorial University, and also in women's soccer. There's a ball tapped back, foul. As Akira Takashima fouls off 3 consecutive pitches, trying to earn her way on and facing an 0-2 count.
And a big hello to the under 15 Riverside Elite team who are watching from home. Their teammate at the bat right now.
Pitch is outside, 1-2 from Avery Mullen. High, 2-2. Good take there. And speaking of Team Newfoundland Labrador, there's a swing and a miss as Avery Mullen guns down Akira Takashima for the first out. Just seeing a few of the young ladies from Team Newfoundland Labrador coming in, Bill, and they have their flags with them, so they identify themselves here. And nice to see that they're coming down to take in this gold medal game. Is probably watching these 2 teams might pick up a few little tidbits along the way. Why not?
Different jerseys, friends for life. At the end of the bronze medal game, both BC and Newfoundland, Nova Scotia rather, came together with a group photo in the field.
That's what it's all about. Here's Ashlyn Jolicoeur, the shortstop, number 27 for Ontario. Batting here with 1 out in the top of the first in the gold medal game. And the pitch. That is ripped into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And it's going to bounce over the left fielder's head. And that's going to be a 2-bagger there for sure for Ashlyn Jolicoeur. And she has been swinging a hot bat and pitching great for Ontario as well. So a runner in scoring position on a line drive double for Ashlyn Jolicoeur.
Well, Brian, you said it perfectly. She has been swinging a hot bat. That there double is her 5th of the tournament. Already 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, having a heck of a Canada Games.
Bit of a funky carom out there that took off and bounced up over and beyond the outstretched arm of Cora Rydell in that field. So Victoria Kier, the 3rd baseman, steps in and she swings a mean bat for Ontario. And she'll take the first pitch up for a ball.
Kuro is currently batting .500. 9 hits so far, scoring 10 runs.
The table setters for Team Ontario, and this is a team that likes to get out to a quick start, and they're aggressive on the base pass. That pitch is outside, it's 2-0.
Victoria also very patient at the plate. She's drawn 5 walks so far.
2-0 count, hitters count for short. And that's outside, 3-0. Strike, just takes all the way. 3-1.
Lots of chatter from both benches.
Jaden Sagard in the on-deck circle. I'm sure that's a bat that Alberta will fear, and for good reason. There's ball. Oh, hang on now. We got a balk. A balk will move the runner up to third base, and the count will remain 3-1. And we'll do it all over again here as Victoria Kura steps out and steps back in with a hitter's count. Runner at third. Top of the first, and Ontario are going to get an RBI base hit up through the middle, and that's going to score a run. And they're on the board as Victoria Kura comes through with a timely single through the box up the middle, and it's 1-0 for Ontario.
Well, we've said throughout this entire tournament, the good teams take advantage of the mistakes made by their opposition, and that was a good example of that right there. That balk costing them a run.
And here's Jaden Sagard. We can't speak enough about this young lady and her prowess on the ball diamond. She gets the start for Ontario, and she's a long ball threat, taking one down the middle here for strike one.
Yeah, 2 home runs so far this tournament.
Avery Mullen looks in to her battery mate, Claire Hingley, to get the sign against a real tough hitter. Zoe McGregor in the on-deck circle. Here's the pitch. And that looks a little low, so it's 1-1.
Jaden leads her team in batting average, .538, so you're right when you're saying she's a hot hitter. Absolutely, the stats prove it.
Well, we saw her go yard twice yesterday. And here's the pitch. And she takes it on the outside corner for a call strike. Lisa Turbid calling balls and strikes here in the gold medal game. Manuel Crevier down to first. Elise Lallemont at second. And Margaret Jean Willis down the third baseline. 1-2 offering on the way from Avery Mullen. And here's the pitch. That's in there for a call, strike 3. What a perfect pitch there. As Jaden Sagard got caught looking. We hadn't seen that occur very often. But a great pitch there. And here's Zoe McGregor stepping in. The Ontario catcher. She bats fifth. And she'll make her first plate appearance here in the gold medal game with 2 down and a runner at first base.
Zoe has collected 5 hits so far, knocked in 7.
Mullen trying to wheel out of a little bit of turmoil here in the first. The pitch is high for ball 1.
Zoe McGregor from Oshawa.
Home of the Generals of the OHL. Came back with a fastball, just a bit high for a 2-0 count. Zoe McGregor who homered yesterday against Saskatchewan. In fact, she and Jaden Sagard went back-to-back in that 9-1 win in the quarterfinal. 2-0 offering is outside for ball 3.
Zoe's no stranger to championship games. She won silver as part of the 2023 Canadian Under-16 Girls Baseball National Championships.
In there for a call strike. Bumps the count to full. Pardon me. All 4. So Avery Mullen, she's Here's the block to Zoe McGregor. And here comes another red-hot hitter coming to the plate. The first baseman, number 72, Sophia Horton Molton.
Batting .500 in this tournament with 7 RBIs.
2-0, 2-1, top of the first, no score. And there's a pitch in there for a call strike. In there, strike 2.
A good afternoon going out to everybody in Sophie's hometown of Simcoe. I'm sure are tuning in, watching one of their own compete for a gold medal for the first time ever in women's baseball at the Canada Games.
0-2 offering on the way from Avery Mullen, trying to set Ontario down here in the top of the first without giving up a run. And here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Avery Mullen with 2 aboard and 2 out has ice in her veins, and she strikes out the number 6 hitter, Sophia Horton Molton, and leaves 2 stranded here in the top of the first. Alberta coming up. Can they get out to a quick lead? We'll find out next when we return to St. Pat's Ballpark here in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador.
Atlantic Lottery is proud to sponsor important community initiatives like this year's Canada Games.
Hey, where could I find these shoes?
Heads up!
Whoa.
Keep up this back to school with Adidas at Sport Check.
Welcome back to St. Pat's Ballpark as Alberta gets ready to come to the plate here in the bottom of the first inning in the gold medal game.
Claire Hingley from Edmonton about to lead things off for Alberta in this gold medal game. Claire won back-to-back Baseball Alberta Under-16 Player of the Year awards in 23 and 24, so you know she's going to be on this team.
So Claire Hingley, the Alberta catcher, will lead off for Alberta here in the bottom of the first. And a flying foul for strike 1.
Claire Hingley's batting .400 this tournament. A couple stolen bases added to that as well. Claire Hingley very proud of her batting stats, but I'll tell you, she takes her defensive game very seriously as well. At the 2024 Under-16 Baseball Canadian National Championship, she was named the Defensive Player of the whole tournament.
Jaden Sagard on the mound for Ontario. With a 2-2 count here on the Alberta leadoff hitter. Here's the pitch. That's outside. Ball 3. hanging in there. There's the ball chopped to third. It's fair. Throw across the diamond in time to get the runner. And Claire Hingley retired here. Leadoff hitter for Alberta. Here's Ira Siemens, the second baseman, number 12. Good hustle out of the box, however.
You're right.
By Claire Hingley getting down the line.
Made that play much closer than it should have been.
That's the key, getting out of the box and getting a good lead step. Head down and away you go. Sagard's first offering here to our Siemens is outside for ball one.
From Calgary.
And the pitch right down the middle, fouled out of play. Off the protective mesh down the first base line. Evening the count at 1-1.
Eric could thank her two older brothers for getting her into the game. They encouraged her to play, and she's been in love with it ever since.
Foul back, 1-2. Brooke Forsland at shortstop is in the on-deck circle, and what a game she pitched yesterday against Nova Scotia. Came in relief of the starter, and Nova Scotia were basically held hitless by Brooke Forsland in a 5-2 setback. They got Alberta here into the gold medal game. She came in from the bullpen and just mowed them down one after another.
Yes, she did.
1-2 offering on the way from Jaden Sagard. That's in there for a call, strike three. Hot looking is Kara Siemens. And that will bring the aforementioned Brooke Forsland to the plate, number 14.
The shortstop, Labrador, number 14, middle cat calls Brooke Forsland.
And watch out for Brooke, and .538 batting average. Multiple hits.
Nice play at short, long throw across the diamond.
Wow.
Beautifully done by the Ontario shortstop, Ashlyn Juliet here. She made it look easy. Ball hit hard, played it perfectly, and Alberta go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. We'll be back with more from St. Pat's Ballpark right after this timeout from the 2025 Canada Games.
Calling St. John's unique is like calling a humpback a goldfish. It's wildly different here.
I've been to many different national championships, but like Canada Games was so much bigger. Canada Games, just having that like big name gives everyone something to like push towards and like look forward to. I knew like my outcome would affect like younger girls coming up.
Welcome back to St. Pat's Ballpark on this Sunday afternoon, the 24th of August, and the final day of competition here at the 2025 Canada Summer Games. It almost seems surreal that it's coming to a halt here after women's baseball, women's soccer, and the volleyball competition at Memorial University's Fieldhouse. Closing ceremonies will be tonight at the Mary Brown Center. And what a spectacular opening ceremony we had. If you haven't had an opportunity to view it, or you didn't take it in on the opening night 2 weeks ago today, well, you don't know what you missed. It might be worth your while to go back and see if you can watch it in its entirety, or join us live tonight for the closing ceremony at the Mary Brown Center. All brought to you by Universal Media Inc., based out of Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island.
Maya Grossinger.
Great 2 weeks with the gang.
That's right. Grossinger up to bat now.
Maya Grossinger, number 6, the extra hitter for Ontario, with a 1-0 lead on the RBI single by Victoria Curer in the top of the first inning. So here we are, top of 2, and Ontario leading 1-0. And the pitch, the outside corner, called strike, full count.
Maya, great player, and we've said this week, a great human being too. She won a Citizenship Award in 2023 and a Sportsmanship Award at the Houston Baseball Tournament in 2024.
She'll be caught looking here. Excellent pitch from Avery Mullen. And there's one away.
Avery Mullen on a roll. That's her 4th K of the game, and we're just in the 2nd inning.
Here's Olivia Westfall, the second baseman, number 44. Batting in the 8th spot for Ontario with a 1-0 lead here in the top of 2. And a pitch on the outside for ball 1.
Well, you talk about having a good eye and patience at the plate. How about Olivia Westfall, who this tournament has walked 11 times?
Chop foul behind the plate. Claire Hingley, quick to react, got the mask off. Wasn't quite sure where the ball, but it didn't trickle too far from her. Not that it made any difference with nobody on base. And Avery Mullen's 1-1 offering. He is sliced foul off the screen. 1-2.
Olivia Westfall from Etobicoke. We were talking about the youth on these teams. She's yet one of many players under 16, only 14 years of age.
1-2 pitch. In there for call, strike 3. Finley Kane, the center fielder, coming to bat for Ontario with 2 down and nobody on here. The top of the 2nd, Ontario with a 1-0 lead here in the gold medal game. Here's a strike call.
Finley Kane out of Windsor, Ontario.
And a baseball hotbed is Windsor.
Well, Finley's also a part of this youth movement of baseball for women across Canada, only 14 years of age.
Pitches down. 2-1. That's outside. 3 balls and a strike.
Just to wrap your head around how young some of these players are. Well, Finley just won the Athletic Excellence Award for her grade 8 graduation year.
Chopper to short. Long throw in time. And that'll do it for Ontario here in the top of the 2nd. The 1-2-3, and after 1.5 innings of play in the gold medal game, Ontario leading Alberta by a score of 1-0. We'll be back with more continuing live action from the 2025 Canada Summer Games.
It starts with a spark and becomes a guiding light. Teamwork, friendship, getting social. When the games are gone, the games go on. Orange Store. Fuel the spirit.
Atlantic Lottery is proud to sponsor important community initiatives like this year's Canada Games.
What is it about a place that stays with you long after you leave? Truth is, it's It's never what at all.
Welcome back to St. Pat's Ballpark for the gold medal game here on this Sunday afternoon, the 24th of August. Ryan Rogers is alongside Big Bill Hart from Coast 1011 and a 1-0 Ontario lead as Alberta comes to the plate in the bottom of the second. Here's Abby Salaji, the third baseman for Alberta, leading off, trailing by a run.
Hitting over 300 in this tournament. 4 hits already, including an extra base hit, a double. He's knocked in 3 runs so far during the Canada games.
And a ball crushed into right field, a hard hit ball by Abby Salaji. And she'll be aboard for Team Alberta as they pick up their first hit of this gold medal game. Will they be aggressive? We saw them running on the base paths yesterday.
We did, yeah.
Took full advantage of Nova Scotia, putting the runners in motion on contact.
Well, she already has a stolen base to her credit. But runs will not come easy in this game between two powerful teams, so being aggressive may not be a bad idea at all.
Here's Sydney Klebadowski, the first baseman, number 29. Keep an eye on Salaji over there at first, and the ball gets away, and she's going to get a free base. In fact, if she turns the corner, she looked back too, but a good relay in from the first baseman.
That's right.
She might have been thinking about third, but she made the right decision to hang on to second.
Well, second place is a good place to be.
Sure is. Scoring position with nobody out here, and a golden opportunity for Sydney Klebadowski to even things up for Team Alberta. Sagard gets the sign, the wind, the pitch in there for a call strike.
Klebadowski is having a fantastic tournament. She's hitting .615, Brian, and 11 RBIs, leading the team in that category.
Well, she's looking for number 12, and this would even things up as Jaden Sagard comes to the plate and gets the call on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. And she'll tap that. Came off of the pitcher's glove, throw to first in time, and moving into scoring position over to third. So is Abby Salaji. So Bill, that almost works like a sacrifice bunt.
That's right.
We'll tap her back. It looked like it might have been going through, but the pitcher, Sagard, got her glove on it and redirected it right to the second baseman, and they were able to get it over there in plenty of time for the out. Avery Mullen chips it down to first. Play at the plate, and Alberta is going to tie it here on some heads-up base running by Abby Salaji. Well done, Bill. That's back-to-back games now. We've seen runners from third take a gamble on a bang-bang play to first.
That's right.
And she read that perfectly and slid in ahead of the throw, which got away from the Ontario catcher. So Alberta answering with a run of their own here.
Well, mission accomplished for sure. By any means necessary, get those runs in because this will be a close scoring game.
Cameron Kutzner, the center fielder, takes the first pitch from Jaden Sagard outside for ball 1. Real nice to see that the winds calm down, nary a breeze as the flags lightly flutter in straightaway center. But finally, the window opened down here and up on the Gale.
Yes, we want to get as close to the game as we possibly can. We want to hear the sights, the sounds. We want to get all of it, all the experience.
There's a ball cranked out into the gap in left center, and that's going to get down. But a long single. Oh, that ball was struck extremely well. And Alberta coming up with a timely hit off the bat of Cameron Kutzner. Here's Hadley Pren stepping in. She's the extra hitter, number 4.
And
So
she's
Alberta getting their bats going here, Bill.
Yeah, some success at the plate for Hadley for sure. She's batting .375 during the Canada Games.
That pitch is in the dirt. It won't get further away from Zoe McGregor to allow Miss Kutzner to go down to second base. A 1-1 tie here in the bottom of 2 in the gold medal game. Alberta, Ontario. The final day of competition at the 2025 Canada Summer Games. Here's a ball chopped to short. Gonna go the route across the diamond in time, and that retires Alberta. But not before they even the score at 1-1 as we head to the top of 3 during the final day of competition here at the 2025 Canada Summer Games here at St. Pat's Ballpark in the east end of St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador.
Welcome to Canada Games House, proudly presented by Canadian Tire, a place where Canada Games athletes, their family, friends, and supporters get to come, gather, celebrate, and chill out. Suivez-moi, allons voir. Within these walls, we welcome, accept, and respect everyone.
C'est vraiment un espace incroyable dans une site formidable au centre-ville et on a hâte, tous les provinces et territoires s'intéressent pour être ici, puis même les familles.
I actually wasn't expecting this. It's really cool to have a place where your parents can kind of be a part of it as well.
There's a lot of activities kids can do, ping pong or foosball.
I think it's great that we have a place to come here to unwind. It's a great little community inside of the games.
It just has a warm sense of atmosphere about it when you walk in here.
Canada Games are about safe sport, about culture, about good vibes only, and that we have a space that celebrates all of those values.
Thank you, Canadian Tire, for making the Canada Games House a reality. Au revoir et profitez de votre temps aux Jeux du Canada.
And welcome back to St. Pat's Ballpark on this overcast but relatively warm and slightly breezy. Not a big wind, but a little bit of a breeze here. A comfortable day at the ballpark here at St. Pat's. Gold medal game. Brian Rogers, Bill Hart. Hope you're enjoying the action courtesy of Universa Media Inc. and their talented crew. And we appreciate all the hard work that they put in, countless hours to bring it home to you on CBC Gem or NTV Plus. And we hope it's been as enriching for you as it's been for us here to meet so many wonderful people from out of province, from coast to coast in the greatest country in the world, oh Canada. And here's a ball fouled down the third base line as Ontario bat here in the top of the third in a 1-1 tie here in the gold medal game.
Haley McKinley from Barrie, Ontario, and she's had quite a series as well. .333 is her batting average.
Swing and a miss, and that will set Paisley McKinley, the right fielder, down as Avery Mullen continues to deal nicely on the mound for Alberta. Back to the top of the order, here's the left fielder, number 16, Akira Takashima.
Those who were keeping Canada at home, that was Avery Mullen's 6th strikeout.
And that's in there for a call strike. Well, you mentioned that she had only pitched 1 inning prior to this.
Right.
And she retired the side by striking out all 3 batters she faced. Obviously, Chris James was keeping her for this exact moment, the gold medal game.
Chris James looks like a genius right now.
And she's dealing nicely, shot out towards short, and a bullet throw over across the diamond, beautifully done. And there's 2 down here. Brooke Forsland, who pitched outstanding in relief for Alberta in their victory over Nova Scotia. Nice routine play. Look at the good strong throw across over to first, and in plenty of time as Sydney Klemenowski had that powdered into her cowhide crab over at first base. Rounded foul by Ashlyn Joliet-Cure, who doubled her first time up. Swinging a mighty bat for Ontario, Bill Hart.
Oh yeah, 475 average during these Canada games. 10 hits so far.
Swinging from the left-hand side. She's got a great swing, like many of these young women do.
It's worth mentioning 2 home runs off that bat too. 9 RBIs, 9 runs scored.
What a week of ball. Baseball Canada must just be absolutely delighted. You had, of course, a guest back a while ago, Mr. McIntosh from Baseball Canada, joining you in that bronze medal game, and I'm sure they're elated. With everything they've seen so far. Over the 2-week course, of course, with the men first, but just to have the ladies at the pinnacle of baseball, ushering in their inaugural competition here at the Canada Games. And what a fantastic week it's been.
That it has.
Here's a ball that's hit into short center field, and coming on nicely to make the play was Cameron Kutzner, and Ontario will go down here in order. And we'll be back with the bottom of the third. Alberta, Ontario tied at 1 here in the gold medal game from St. Pat's Ballpark in the east end of St. John's.
Atlantic Lottery is proud to sponsor important community initiatives like this year's Canada Games.
Of all the things here that'll take your breath away, music is surely one. There's a certain rhythm to this place. Leave no song unsung.
Welcome back to St. Pat's Ballpark for the gold medal game of women's baseball here. The final day of competition at the 2025 Canada Summer Games. And here's Alberta batting in the bottom of the third, tied at 1-1 as Gracie Hadwin, the right fielder, will step in to lead off here in the bottom of 3. Aiden Sagard's first offering is in there for a call, strike 1.
Gracie Hadwin batting .500 during these Canada Games. 4 hits, a couple of doubles too.
Ball hit down to third. Quick throw across just in time to get the runner. Good hustle by Gracie Hadwin getting down the line. And there is the first out here in the bottom of 3. Ball hit hard to short. Long throw in time. No safe. Wow, what a play.
Oh, wow.
That was unbelievable. Tremendous shortstop play by Ashlyn Julik here. My goodness gracious. And she unloaded an absolute cannon almost in time. Look at the stretch. But that hauled the Ontario first baseman off the bag. What a great effort, though, on both ends. Sophia Horton Molton almost pulled a rabbit out of her hat. If she would have been able to hang on there and kept the stretch and the cleat on the base, that would have been some kind of out. But for Alberta, they'll take advantage of that and scampering down to second base and now in scoring position.
Brian's worth mentioning they scored that as a hit, not an error. And and we've talked about this many times during this Women's Canadian Baseball Championship, that, you know, aggressive running has won a lot of ball games for a lot of teams this tournament. Claire Hingley grounded out in her first at bat.
And a ball hit too short one more time. This one is there. That's 2 outs.
This Ontario infield is amazing. They are corralling those ground balls perfectly, and the throws like they're being shot out of a cannon. Ara Siemens striking out in her first at bat.
Bill just busy lining up a 4th inning guest for you, and that is Team Newfoundland Labrador head coach Mark Healy, former Holy Cross Crusader, who's going to join you in the 4th inning, much like you did with Shelby McIntosh back in the bronze medal game. So that'll be an interesting chat. You can do the play-by-play and talk to Heels and get his thoughts on his team's performance and the experience it was during the Canada Summer Games for Team Newfoundland and Labrador's women's baseball team.
Well, you know, we talk about all the players enjoying the experience. The coaches are in the same boat. How thrilling is it that for them to be able to compete in something that has never happened before?
We'll find out. Swing and a miss, and that will do it for Alberta here in the bottom of the 3rd. They put a runner on, but they could not deliver, and we're tied at 1-1 through 3 consecutive innings of play. Back with more at St. Pat's Ballpark here in the gold medal game after this timeout.
Atlantic Lottery is proud to sponsor important community initiatives like this year's Canada Games.
It starts with a spark and becomes a beacon, lighting the way. When the games are gone, the games go on. Turn up. Take part. Orange Store. Fuel the spirit.
For millions of Canadians, too much screen time is a big issue. But for millions of others, zero screen time is an even bigger one. We are committed to growing digital inclusion.
A strong performer uses power wisely. The Toyota BZ4X is the official electric vehicle of the 2025 Canada Games. See our full electrified lineup at shoptoyota.ca.
Back here at beautiful St. Pat's Ballpark for the gold medal game as Team Ontario will come to the plate in the top of the 4th. And Bill Hart has a special guest to join us here for the entire 4th inning, Mr. Mark Healy, Holy Cross Crusader. Back in the day, currently, and for life. And he'll join Bill Hart momentarily, Bill, so you and Heels have a good chat about baseball in general.
Absolutely, we will. Coming up for Ontario now, Victoria Curro hit a single, got an RBI in the first inning. And the crowd, definitely the pro-Ontario crowd right below us, hoping to see more of the same. Mark Healy, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate you having me.
Well, congratulations on being a part of history. I mean, we all know that the players are very, very excited over the process, but how about the coaches? How do you feel about being a part of the first ever women's baseball game in Canada Games history?
I guess proud would be one of the words that I'd use. We worked the last couple of years behind the scenes to have an opportunity to have female baseball as the Canada Games. So, thank you to our host society and CEO Karen Sheriffs and the Canada Games Council working with us to get female baseball in as part of the 2025 Canada Games. Huge milestone for us, and will be an opportunity to grow the female game across the country.
Yes, and even right here in the province, I mean, how do the girls feel as the experience of it all? I mean, they are going to take things from this game that's going to make them all a better player and a better team.
Yeah, definitely. Walking in here Monday night for the opening game against BC, I think that memory will probably be the lasting memory for the girls. Just to have the home crowd, the hometown crowd here, 3,000 plus people cheering. It was just super emotional. The first pitch, getting balls taken out that are going to go potentially to the Baseball Hall of Fame, the pitchers, the crowd. It was fantastic, and I think that'll be a lasting memory for everybody.
Little check swing here from Ontario, and the ball goes off the first baseman's glove, and Victoria Curl will reach on what is presumably going to be scored an error, and things will keep on rolling. Mark Healy, so I have a special connection to a member of your team, Greta Andrews.
Yep.
She is the daughter of my first cousin.
Okay.
And I blame her for taking all the athletic DNA from our family because I have none, and she seems to have it all.
Yep.
But talking to her family, and I'm sure you've spoken to all the other moms and dads and aunts and uncles, they're all very, very proud.
They are. So Greta obviously is from the West Coast.
That's right.
In Corner Brook. So our team was fortunate, like some other provinces, to have overagers on the team. So Greta's at 2008, so she was one of our 3 overagers. Greta is a very talented baseball player, but she's also one of the hardest working kids I've ever met in my life. That includes, off the field, in the gym, doing her work ethic, working out, trying to always get improved for game, growing her strength, and she's just a pleasure to coach. And the whole Andrews family, Gord and Janice and everybody, just fantastic to deal with from a coaching perspective.
A little bunt laid
Nice
down.
bunt. Nice
Yes,
bunt.
it was.
Nice bunt.
Oh, no. And that throw goes over the first baseman, and that bunt that was meant to advance the runners has now scored a run. That is it. Another error for Team Alberta. And this time, this one cost them. Looks like we're going to switch around, have a new pitcher, and while we are doing that, we'll talk again with Mark Healy. Where do you think the game goes from here now? Now that there's some national exposure for baseball, Newfoundland and Labrador, where do you go next?
So next for us, I guess, so this group was 16 and under for the first ever Canada Games. So I think there'll be some evaluation by Baseball Canada and stuff to see if that's the right appropriate age group for the next games in 2029 for Moncton. I guess, to get into the Canada Games, the very first criteria was to have a tournament that was all 10 provinces were representative, and 16U everybody is representative. Our next age category, 19U, not everybody has had a chance to get represented there.
Right.
But I see that growing over the next couple of years. So I think there'll be a bit of evaluation on what's the right age category. Because as you can see, we had to make some modifications to the field to accommodate the different age groups and stuff. But we'll continue on. So there'll be 16U National, Newfoundland and Labrador. We're heading to the 14U Atlantics in 2 weekends' time in Halifax. So myself and a couple of the other coaches are helping groom that team. We have a 16U developmental team, girls team, that's going to Toronto September 24th to the 26th for some invitational tournaments. And then in October we'll start our high performance program over again now for the next year. So.
Well, as you were speaking, it seems like every time you speak, something exciting happens for Ontario, so they may want you close by during their trips.
Yep.
Sophia Molton has just hit a double and driven in another run for Ontario. Off to a fantastic start, this Ontario team, in this top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised here, to be honest, Bill. I didn't think Ontario's coming out strong here. Alberta is, looks like they're booting the ball around a little tiny bit on those bunt plays and a few defensive miscues there, but great game so far. Big crowd here, too. Nice to see.
It really is. I mean, it's good to see women's sports in general getting the recognition it's so richly deserved. You see all these big leagues that are opening up, the WNBA, the Professional Women's Hockey League, a new pro women's baseball league is set to open up in the northeastern U.S., and players are trying out for that right now in Washington, D.C., and they're expecting to announce teams in October before the draft. Maya Grossinger grounds out to first.
Big out there, big out.
Huge.
So still runners on second and third here, 1 out. So I think Ontario would looking for another RBI situation here. Alberta's got the infield in to try to cut it down a little tiny bit to stop the bleeding. So.
Well, Olivia Westfall is just the batter you'd like to have up to the plate right now. She has hit a ton during this Canada Games tournament. So yes, exactly. The young women that you teach and they play. Do they love the road trips? Do they love the travel of it all?
They do, Bill. So one of the highlights for our group this year is at the end of July, after our team was selected, we went on a 10-day road trip. We went to a tournament with all the other Canada Games teams in Trois-Rivières. Played there for a couple of days, and then we spent some time in Montreal decompressing for a day or two, and then we bussed the PEI for another tournament where all 4 Atlantic provinces played each other prior to the Canada Games, and it was definitely a highlight of the group working together for the last 2 years. So it looks like it's in the gap there.
And Olivia Westfall once again will add to her hit total, an extra base, and she slides in there, knocks in 2 runs. Ontario has increased their lead thanks to that hit from Westfall, one of many that she has experienced this tournament. Another extra base for her. Ontario is now up 5-1.
Big surprise here, Bill. Alberta, I think, has been the most consistent team all week long in terms of pitching, defense, and offense. Ontario can score runs for sure. They had a big 24-run game against Quebec, and they put up a big 10 spot in an inning against us too. They can hit.
Well, that's right. I mean, the teams in women's baseball, this tournament especially, very explosive offense, scoring runs in double digits.
Yeah.
Your team itself also experienced scoring that many runs.
We did, yeah. We had a couple of good innings. For us, we were in Pool A. We had some struggles, but it's to be expected. And our Pool A placement was based on standings the last couple of years, so we've done relatively well at the national level. I think we were in Pool B. It might have been a little bit different in terms of the competitiveness, but us in Nova Scotia had a very competitive last couple of years against each other. Saskatchewan and Manitoba, we had a real good battle against Manitoba yesterday in the 7-8 game. So it was great to see, and I think Baseball Canada should be very proud of the first ever event for female baseball at the Canada Games.
Well, yeah. Well, your pool, 3 of the 4 teams in the semifinals were in that pool.
Yeah.
But we talk about the experiences again, and we talk about how the whole bonding process of this. I mean, you see these young women playing together, but boy, friendships that last a lifetime, that in itself is just so priceless over a tournament like this. And it bodes well for the future too, because as they get older, there are more opportunities, and there's this thing called the Olympics. You never know which young woman you see up to bat could be the next person bringing home gold.
Yeah, definitely, Bill. You look out to your left, our team, I think all of our team is here watching the game. Very close-knit group over the last couple of years. Just been a pleasure to watch them grow, both as baseball players and young female adults. Very strong group. There is going to be players coming out of this tournament that are going to be invited to the women's national team, and hopefully that they can be part of the Olympics in years to come, or the Pan Am Games. Female baseball has been in the Pan Am Games before, so great opportunities there. And with Jada, as you here to throw the opening pitch as a member of the women's national team, she's a great liaison and funnel for us, talking to those coaches and making sure that players are getting recognized and scouted and all those types of things.
Right on. Boy, oh boy, being able to see the world doing what you love to do.
Yeah. And I think both facilities should be very proud of all week. Lots of great compliments. We had a very dry June, as you know, and
I've heard
the grass was not as green as it normally is here, but the grounds crew did a great job at both facilities here and in Smallwood and Team Gouju. And I think the venue leads, my wife Michelle here at St. Pat's, and Sean Hedges and Ken Curtis, and the venue lead at Smallwood, Greg Williams and Sue Skippington and their teams. They did a fantastic job. Lots of great compliments on the facilities and how they played, and friendliness of the canteen staff and the barbecue and our beer gardens and stuff. So just want to say a big shout out to all of them and hats off for all the great efforts that they did. And our grounds crew was truly amazing at both facilities.
Yeah, we'll echo that statement. The experience that we have had here so far has been so A1, very professional, and you all have every reason to be so proud of what you put together here for the 2025 Canada Games. And that's a called strike, Ainsley McKinley.
Yeah, big out there.
We will wrap up the top of the 4th inning. Take a break here momentarily, and Alberta will have a little chat and see if they can rebound here in the bottom of the 4th as we continue women's baseball at the Canada Games 2025, St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador.
I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time. I'ma leave it all on the line. Better believe I'll get mine. No, never, it's my time. It's my time. It's my time.
We need to talk about good vibes only in sports.
At Canada Games and beyond.
Que du positif.
Good vibes only.
That means everyone has a right to a safe,
inclusive environment.
Ça veut dire un environnement exempt d'abus,
harcèlement et de discrimination.
Together, we can stop
maltreatment in sport.
Défendons l'équité et le respect.
Let's keep the good vibes going.
Pour les athlètes d'aujourd'hui
et pour ceux de la relève.
If you see something,
say something.
Élevons nos voix pour un sport sécuritaire.
Good vibes only.
Que du positif.
And welcome back to St. Pat's Ballpark, beautiful St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador, as the 2025 Canada Games continues with women's baseball. And we had a great opening, a great week of preliminary play, some fantastic quarterfinals and semifinals, but it all comes down to this. It is the gold medal game. We have Ontario, we have Alberta, and Ontario, with 4 runs in the top of the 4th, has grabbed a 5-1 lead. I'm Bill Hart, joined by Mark Healy, coach of Team Newfoundland and Labrador, as we prepare to see if Alberta can chip away at that lead just a little bit.
Should be a base hit there in the gap.
And that's a good start.
Ground rule double, yep.
Yes, well, there you go. If you're going to start an inning, why not do it that way? With the ground rule double, as Brooke Forsland.
Brooke is a fantastic player, hit the ball strong all week long, plays great third base. I suspect to be a bit pretty high offensive in the championship game because pitching's a little bit short for both teams now at this stage of the tournament, so the ball will be in play a lot, and Ontario's a little lead here, and see if Alberta can chip away. Very strong hitting team, Bill, all week.
Yeah, you said it perfectly, because a long tournament like this, the arms you have are going to get a workout, even if you try to spread them out as much as you can.
Yeah.
You don't know how long a game is going to go, and of course there's a pitch count in this league that many people don't know about.
That's right. So pitch count, from a coaching perspective, pitch count's primary purpose is about arm care, protecting the young athletes, but it introduces a whole new dynamic from a coaching perspective to make sure that you're able to balance what you need. It really forces you to develop more pitchers at a younger age and make sure your team has the capacity to be able to compete in these events. So.
No, it's a good idea. You definitely don't want to wear your arm out too early.
Yeah, too many kids, were getting overexposed in the old model where most of it used to be innings pitched, and in that world you really couldn't quantify how many pitches they were throwing, because you could have a very short inning or you could have a very long inning. So pitch count's been around for a nice little while now, and again, just introduces a new dynamic to the coaching side of things.
A pickoff try there at second base. She gets in safely. That's Brooke Forsland standing on second base. Abby Salaji is now batting, a little inside. That's 2 balls and 1 strike.
So Bill, did you get to take in any other sports when you're here this week?
Oh, did we ever?
Yeah.
Boy, we were doing basketball, we were doing volleyball, softball. But the only regret is that I couldn't see everything. And of course, you can't schedule sports in opposite times, because this tournament, this whole thing would last 3 months instead of 2 weeks.
Definitely, yeah.
But I will say this, and one of the things I'm very, very proud of the Canada Games, I mean, the Team Newfoundland and Labrador support, always there, but also the provinces here who are here visiting. and some of whom are visiting this province for a very, very first time. The contingent of fans that have followed them here is very impressive.
Yes, oh, definitely. Yes.
And a double play.
Wow, big play by Ontario.
Wow. Abby, a line drive. That's lined out to second base, quickly stepping on the bag and forcing Brooke Forsland out. Oh, wow.
Huge play for Ontario, huge play.
Yeah.
Looks like she got the call right, too, on the replay there. So that was a banger.
Well done. But yes, just seeing all these fans around, and I'm surprised how many families and friends who are down here supporting their loved ones on the courts and the fields that have been here many times before. So they know all about the fine people and everything great about Newfoundland and Labrador.
Yeah, it's very interesting because you can see, there's a very large population of Newfoundlander and Labradorians that do move away for work, whether it's out west or Ontario and Toronto, and have them come back for the Canada Games and have existing family connections here, and they were all coming out to the field and, getting some reunion type of family events and stuff. So it was very fantastic to see.
That's hit high but shallow, and Ontario will catch that, ending the fourth inning.
Ontario's feeling pretty confident here now.
Yes, they are.
Looking good.
All right, we'll be back. Ontario leading 5-1. It's women's baseball at the 2025 Canada Games in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador.
Gatorade. With electrolytes to help replenish what's lost in sweat, carbs to help fuel your working muscles, and fluids to help you hydrate. Scientifically formulated so you never stop competing. Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. Gatorade.
All right, we're back for fifth inning action between Ontario and Alberta at the women's baseball gold medal game. Ontario up 5-1. I'm Bill Hart with Mark Healy, coach of Team Newfoundland and Labrador. Of course, leading young women into the historic first game ever at the Canada Games. And I guess the excitement of that's not going to wear off anytime soon.
No, I think for most of these girls, they have their provincial championships next weekend in Corner Brook, so they'll go back to their local associations now, whether that's St. John's, Mount Pearl, Corner Brook, Paradise, or Gander, and compete against each other next weekend. So I think the emotions will still be there. They'll have a little bit of friendly, competitiveness amongst themselves, but the attitude and energy and emotion from this weekend will definitely carry over, and I think you'll still see that huge team camaraderie next weekend out in Corner Brook for their provincial championships.
So excited to see where this goes from here, because that's the best part. It's one thing to have women's baseball here for the first time at the Canada Games, but the prospect of what happens in the future for the players, coaches, umpires even. Sky's the limit. This is going to open up so many doors that many thought were forever closed for them.
So we have a couple of athletes on our team, Grace McGraw, Olivia Daw, Kinsley Haynes was one of our alternates. They're going to participate for Team Newfoundland and Labrador at the 14U Atlantics in 2 weeks' time. So I'm very excited to see the leadership and the confidence that they take from this event and leading that younger group in Halifax is going to be awesome to see. And from an umpiring perspective, like you mentioned, Bill, the female crew here have done a fantastic job this week. Lisa Turbot is behind home plate here. She's, probably our most famous female umpire in Canada, done some international events, national events and stuff. And her group and leading the charge for female umpires has been fantastic. And hopefully we have a couple of young females in the province that are interested in the umpiring side of things as well. So.
Well, here's the other thing, too. It's an all-female umpiring crew. And the fact that it's not big news, it says so much for how far women have come in sports.
Oh, definitely. There was a video clip done, I think it might have been by CBC and stuff, and Lisa Turbert is actually part of it, and she makes the comments, we've changed the narrative because before nobody wanted to watch women's sports, and now they do, and you see that, being reflected in the WNBA with Caitlin Clark, and, the PWHL now with the Professional Women's Hockey League, and, I think there's a hoodie going around. My two daughters actually have one. Everybody watches women's sports now, so the narrative has definitely changed.
Well, I'll tell you, the Professional Women's Hockey League going around North America and selling out stadiums that hold over 20,000 fans. It's impossible to believe that people aren't not into women's sports here in 2025. I mean, we've got fans here that are traveling across the country to see this gold medal game.
So big inning for Alberta here. They need to try to hold Ontario down to keep this game within reach for themselves. So.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, well, they got to chip away at this because time is getting short. It's only a 7-inning game.
Yeah.
And Ontario, as you have seen when watching, very quick with their offensive outbursts. They like to score their runs in bunches. They scored 4 last inning. And a 5-1 lead is a lead that this team is definitely capable of holding on to.
Yep, definitely. I'm not sure how much they got left in the pitching department, like I said, but Alberta's a strong hitting team, so they're not out of this yet, but they need to hold Ontario down. And I think Ontario was probably a little bit of a sleeper coming into the event. Quebec ended up finishing 6th, which was a bit of a surprise. I would have expected them to be in the topper end of it, but we knew Alberta was going to be strong. So last year at the 16U Nationals in Saskatchewan, the final was Alberta and Quebec came out on top. And I think both teams, we had thought improved a little bit coming into this year. So not surprised to see Alberta here, but very surprised not to see Quebec here. So, and BC and Ontario both improved as well. And I think BC's offense has got them here to date so far.
That's going to go foul. Was it surprising to have a team like Nova Scotia in the Final Four?
No, not surprising. So the way the format is set up, the 2-pool system, where Pool A is the higher-ranked teams and Pool B are the lower-ranked teams. Nova Scotia was not, very competitive team. We won the Atlantic Cup last year. They won the Atlantic Cup this year, beat us in the final. To see them win Pool B was not a surprise. Saskatchewan had a good thing, and Manitoba had a decent team, but I wasn't surprised to see Nova Scotia come out of there. So.
Well, fielder's choice there as a double play fell a little short on the first base side. So 2 outs now.
It's close, almost a nice double play turn there.
Jada Sagard now pitching for Ontario, now batting. She singled in her last at bat. If you're just tuning in, it's the gold medal game between Ontario and Alberta. I'm Bill Hart, and I'm joined with Mark Healy, coach of Team NL, whose team was part of the historic first game ever of women's baseball at the Canada Games. And you said your team is down there just taking it all in.
Oh, definitely. Try to highlight to the kids that the baseball on-field part of it is one experience, but the off-field side of being in the athletes' village and taking in other sports. Our girls are out supporting our volleyball team and our box lacrosse team and our soccer, and that's part of the Canada Games atmosphere. And then being down here, they're not probably cheering for Ontario or Alberta. They're just cheering for baseball in general here now, and then supporting the whole female program, which is great to see. We'll head back to the Athletes Village one last time after the game and make our way to the closing ceremonies at the Mary Brown Center tonight, and suspect that'll be a bit of an emotional time and a great time for everybody. And they'll leave the Athletes Village tonight, and most of them will put on different jerseys and compete against each other next weekend, as I mentioned. So.
Wow, that's so tough.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. As a coach, how important is it to have a team not participating in the gold medal game, just actually watching this? What can a team take from watching 2 others battle for the gold?
So from a coaching perspective, the reason why I really like the girls watching the game is so that they can see a bit of self-reflection, a bit of self-evaluation on where they need to get to that level. So it's all about the finer details, making the plays that they're supposed to make, what are the other teams doing to make sure that they're competing at that high level? And you get some differences in the girls. Some are very keen, some are a bit more casual. But watching these girls play the championship game, from my perspective, is really for them to see what you need to do to get to that next level. So.
While you were talking, Jada Sagard just launched one, and
just
we
missed,
almost, just a little foul, but definitely had looks like it almost had the distance.
Yeah, no, it was nice to see. The home run was in play this week for the girls with the temporary fence and stuff. So some good home runs and some good hits around.
Sagard was just hit by a pitch. So she's going to make her way to first base. Runners on first and second now. Here at the top of the fifth, Zoe McGregor. She walked in the first inning. She reached on an error in the fourth, and she'll see if she can find her way to knock in a run or two here.
Coach Chris James making his way out now to have a conversation. Going to double check potentially on if she moved out of the way. Going to ask the umpire because the umpire does have the right to make the batter stay if she thinks she did not make an attempt to get out of the way. And Lisa's validating that it was good, and he'll make his way back to the dugout. So.
What? No one's going to kick dirt on home plate?
That's one of the calls you really can't argue too much. So.
As a coach, have you ever kicked dirt on the home plate?
No, I have not. No. I'm proud to say that I have not had an ejection yet in my coaching career.
Good for you.
A couple of times. Not most coaching the girls. Before that, I coached the guys Canada Games team back in 2013 and coached senior men's baseball for several years. A couple of times I probably should have got the toss, but the umpires were nice enough to let me stay. So.
So you've been all over the country, I guess. Through baseball, through your coaching abilities.
Yep.
Have you ever competed south of the border?
No, I did not get a chance to play down in the States. I've taken some of the girls' teams to compete there, but as a player, I did not get down south of the border. So it's a base hit, big 2-out hit, scoring a run. Huge for Ontario. That's huge.
Oh, big insurance run. Another RBI to add to the total that Zoe McGregor has already put together on her stat line at the 2025 Canada Games. And you can hear Ontario fans very excited over that. And looks like we're going to change the pitcher for Alberta.
Yeah, it looks that way.
So what kind of experience has it been when you brought the girls down coaching down in the U.S.? Is women's baseball as big? I know it's pretty huge in the States, but is that growing as well?
It is, yeah. So there is a program in the States. It's called Baseball for All. So they promote several big tournaments where they invite teams from all over the world to come. And you can register as a team or an individual. If you're an individual, they'll find you a team to play on in your appropriate age category and level. It's probably been on the go now for about 10 years. This year was in Reno, Las Vegas. We had a team from Newfoundland and Labrador, a 12 and under team led by Jason Mosier from Corner Brook. Took a team down. There were some other Newfoundland athletes that played with other teams from North America. Over the years we've had a bunch of different groups go down, so it was a great tournament. And there is a little bit of a tour beyond that one. That one happens in July, but there's tournaments in August and September in Washington D.C. and New York.
Wow.
And there is the Roy Hobbs World Series, which was primarily a male event, has now had added girls divisions, which will take place in Fort Myers in Florida in November. I don't know if we'll get something there this year, but it's on our radar because our next step for our female program now is to get a senior women's team in place, because we want, I have my oldest daughter whose birthday was on Friday, turned 22, so she's too old for any of these levels competitions. So our next step from a female program is to get a senior women's team, because there is a senior women's nationals for Baseball Canada as well. So.
Right. Wow. So you don't realize just how much women's baseball specifically is so important, and the fact that it's growing into something bigger than it already is.
Yeah.
I mean, it bodes well for all the the young girls who are just picking up a baseball for the first time or swinging a bat, and they watch these games. I mean, the girls on your team, as young as they are being looked up to by a lot of the young women who are probably here at that game when we opened up the tournament.
We did, yeah. So Danny Penton, Danny's from St. John's. He was our sport lead for the Canada Games for baseball, working with Baseball Canada and stuff. So part of Danny's job, he organized a lot of our 12U and 14U to be back girls for the events, and then they had a lawn of welcoming the players when we came in on Monday night. For those kids, I took a bunch of pictures, just looking up and being inspired by the girls coming on the field, and then watching Jada out there and stuff. So like you said, it's an opportunity for a bit of inspiration for those kids, and to see that they could be part of this someday. So
yeah, it is exciting times. All right, pitching change for Alberta. Claire Hingley is now going to pitch, and Sophia Horton Mullen is now going to take her bats with runners on first and second and 2 outs in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, big at bat here. Ontario got some insurance runs added on, 2 out, first and second. Alberta needs to shut it down here to have a chance in this game.
Horton Molton already hit a double this game. Another one here could really break this game wide open. And that's hit up. Looks like it's going to drop in front of the outfielder, and that will result in a run for Ontario, increasing their lead now to 7-1.
Another huge hit for Ontario. Those tweeners in the outfield are tough to myself and Coach Troy Croft and Kristen Coley. We spent a lot of time in practice. Those tweeners are what kills you. You want your outfielders to be as aggressive as possible, but unfortunately, that one dropped in for Ontario.
Those are tough ones to take.
Yeah.
It's Maya Grossinger now. Gonna be an easy play to first, and this inning is over, but Ontario adds 2 more runs to their total. We go to the middle of the 5th with Ontario up 7-1 over Alberta. Alberta bats next at this gold medal game for women's baseball at the 2025 Canada Games, St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador.
It takes a village to raise an athlete. For more than 120 years, Marine Atlantic has connected our sports communities with the people, places, and games they love.
All right, we're back for the bottom of the 5th, and we have some changes in the Ontario lineup. Avery Wilson now catching for Ontario. Well, she was, and no, she was just doing some warm-ups. Zoe McGregor will stick where she is. And Jada Sagard will continue to pitch. And she's working with a 6-run lead. Alberta comes up to bat, and Avery Mullen, who is pitching a great game, despite the runs that she has given up. She has struck out like 8 or 9 batters so far. But Avery Mullen herself looking to see if she can get something started here for her Alberta teammates. So as a coach, if you are looking at your team and you're down by this much, what do you say to your team?
So I guess primarily right now they need runners on base to score some runs to get themselves back in. So we would be preaching patience, not to go up and be too aggressive. Make her throw strikes. Situation here, you're probably asking the batter to take the first strike just to make sure that she's throwing strikes. And you're getting deep into her pitch count now too. So the more pitches that she throws is going to help them offensively.
That's right.
You don't want them to be too aggressive until we get some runners in scoring positions, because they need runners here.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Yeah.
Patience pays off here. A single for Avery Mullen, and the rally is underway for Alberta. We're trying to come back from a 6-run deficit. Cameron Kutzner next.
I didn't see, it doesn't look like there's any bullpen action for Ontario down there right now, so I think they're hoping that she's going to carry him through here.
Once again, those of you joining us from across the country, CBC Gem and NTV+, I'm Bill Hart, joined by Mark Healy. This is the coach of Team Newfoundland and Labrador, who competed in this tournament. The first ever that women's baseball has taken place in such a large tourney of this nature.
Yeah, it was truly amazing. Even the boys event week 1, the crowds were amazing for the games. You know, support for the boys team was fantastic. Some great baseball played all around by everybody. And then I think that just raised the energy coming into week 2 for the first ever female event. And you know, I said it before, but the energy and the excitement at the park Monday night was truly amazing to be part of. And you know, I'll take this opportunity to thank you and Brian for all your great work as well. Lots of compliments on the broadcast, and you know, all the work that you got in to learn about the kids and promote the game has been truly amazing. So thank you to yourself, Bill and Brian.
Okay, well, while you were talking, a pickoff attempt went past the first baseman, and the runner managed to secure third base in that process. That was Avery Mullen making the run.
So they're the plays as a coach when you're on defense that turn your hair gray, because you got a nice lead here now and you don't want to be helping them, Alberta, get back in the game. And the pickoff attempt over first base went all the way to defense, made a first to third situation. So and that's
boy,
that's going to be deep. That's deep.
Going.
Home run. No, bounced over. No, home run. We got a home run.
Yep. The umpire twirls the finger. Cameron Kutzner nails that out of the park on a beautiful afternoon in St. John's. A 2-run homer. We are now a closer game. It is now 7-3. Ontario, and Alberta is starting to threaten with a moonshot like that. Is that your first ever home run call as a broadcaster?
It is, yeah. I don't think I did quite as good a job as Brian did the other night. But
no, but I'll tell you, I'll tell you what. You always remember your first one.
That's right.
Always. That was a fantastic job.
Yeah, Brian's call on Layla Spencer's home run for BC in the first game the other night, we actually clipped that out as a great job for the first ever. Even though it was against us, it was part of history, so it was nice to see.
Well, he was had a great call with Kieran Cutler.
Yes.
Boy, I thought Brian was going to come through the windows here and into the stands.
Yeah.
A grand slam home run for Team NL in men's baseball.
Oh yeah, what a feeling that must have been for Kieran. Kieran's one of the best players in the province. Great young fella. You know, hit a grand slam at home in front of your crowd in that Manitoba game. It was truly electric.
Looks like we have a pinch hitter. Sophia Wellburn is going to be taking the bats now.
Yeah. Sophia had a good game against us in the Smallwood the other night, actually. Good patience there. Make sure she can throw a strike. Get the 2 runs in with nobody out yet, so Alberta's looking to get some more base runners in play.
What a feeling it must be to be down by that many runs and a hit like that. You go back to the dugout, and all of a sudden, you start to believe. You start to say, hey, you know what? We can do this.
Yeah. So if you look at sticker inside our hats there, that was a bit of our slogan this week. So, you know, you get in those situations, like you said, truly you start to believe, and it's amazing what that emotion can do to translate into your physical performance.
So all the team had that little sticker?
Yeah.
Those who can't see it, obviously, believe. The little sticker says believe.
So that's from Ted Lasso. Was you know, I don't know if you had an opportunity to watch that series. So lots of little tidbits from Ted Lasso that I tried to incorporate from a coaching perspective. So
I never thought that's where you get some of your inspiration for your coaching techniques.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Although it was a bit of a comedy, if you go back and look, there's some good quotes in there that apply to life. You know, be curious is another one. Don't be judgmental. The believe and stuff. So you know, we a little bit of fun with the girls. We also did some bracelets with them. So and part of it, we spent a lot of time working with our mental performance coach Dave Hancock prior to the event too, because you know, to play on this stage and those types of things is very important to have that mental prep.
Sophia Wellburn just flied out to the outfield. That's the first out of the inning for Alberta, who are off to a fantastic start.
Big out there, no runners on here now.
Gracie Hadwin now up to bat for Alberta. She grounded out her last at-bat.
One of the biggest things that I noticed this week too, Bill, I don't know if you did, is just the time of the games. Traditionally, the last couple of years, the girls' games have been a bit slower than the boys, as they're learning, but the game time and play this week has been fantastic. Even today, we're clipping along at a good pace here.
Oh, that we are.
Yeah.
And this game will last a little longer now that Gracie Hadwin just launched a single between first and second. Cora Rydell now up to bat. She singled in her last plate appearance, and she would love to duplicate that. Coach, third base, throwing some signals back and forth to Hadwin on first.
Yeah, she's not afraid to throw over and pick off those runners. She's made several attempts today, so Coach Chris is looking to get some runners in scoring position here.
Well, yeah.
Try to chip away at that lead.
A couple more runs here, and we've got ourselves a whole new ball game.
Yeah, looking forward to coming down. We're bottom of 5 here now in a 7-inning game, so if Alberta can get another run or two here, it definitely would be. Oh, a bunt. Interesting play, but 1 out. Going to be close at second. Safe. Safe at first.
Safe all the way around.
So there, defensively as a coach, you really want that pitcher just to take the out at first base, because outs is what you need here now. So you're just helping Alberta trying to go for that aggressive play at second.
Well, here we are with runners on first and second for Alberta. 1 out. Claire Hingley, who has had lots of success at the plate this tournament, has an opportunity to bring Alberta a little bit closer.
Definitely, and still no action in the Ontario bullpen, Bill, which is very surprising. Lots of curveballs, too, being thrown out today. Claire's had a great tournament. She hit the ball hard against us the other night in Smallwood when we were playing. Tremendous ball player.
Looking for a little bit of luck here. A nice pitch. She could launch somewhere away from the outfielders.
Yeah. Find a gap here would be great. Potential double play here.
Oh, a little bobble, and everybody is safe. You know, sometimes you have to be lucky in this game of baseball. That ball took a little bit of a weird bounce, and that's going to be scored an error. And we have the bases loaded, 1 out with Era Siemens up to bat.
Yeah, we use the term get a bounce, get a bloop, and then a blast. So blast here, and Alberta can be back in there very quickly. So
this has become a very, very exciting game. Fans from Alberta now are starting to make some noise. Ontario doing the same. That's a swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, you see her trying to be aggressive there with the bases loaded, and the Ontario pitcher continues to pound that curveball, the off-speed pitches. Trying to keep Alberta on their front foot, not hitting anything hard.
Oh, ball gets loose. Third, runner on third, thought about it.
Yeah, not too far away, so good play there. You don't want to have an out here when you're trying to kill it. It'll end up killing the rally. So Alberta needs to get the ball in play here. A strikeout would be huge for Ontario.
Well, they have 2 strikes. 0-2 count. Pitch coming, and it's going to be a big one. Outside, ball 1.
So you can see the batters using one of the new pool party bats they're called. So they're part of the Easton Hype Fire series. I don't know if you've been watching the bats this week or not, Bill, but lots of colorful bats from all teams. So she's out at the plate. So bases loaded there, even though she struck out and the catcher missed the ball, she's automatically out. Run will score, and we'll have 2 outs now with runners on second and third. So.
Yes, that's a confusing play for a lot of people that don't know the intricate rules of it all.
Yeah.
Third strike, dropped. She went to run, but
because first base was occupied and there's less than 2 outs, she was automatically out. So in a situation where there's 2 outs, it's live, but in that situation, it's not. So, but a run scores, so the lead is down to 3 for Ontario, and they still are threatening here now. We have runners in second and third, and there's an intentional walk just then, which is a big play.
So once again, we have the bases loaded. It's 2 out. Abby Szilagyi is about to come up. She lined out last at bat, but she singled in the second.
Alberta's number 4 hitter here to see what happens. Another ball to the
wild
screen.
pitch.
Wow, huge. That is huge for Alberta.
Wow.
Base hit, and we're going to have a tie game, Bill.
Unbelievable. Well, Brian Rogers and myself have said this before. The good teams capitalize on their opposition's mistakes, and this is exactly what's happening now. Runners second, third, now down by 2. The deficit was 6. And we got ourselves a ball game, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, Alberta, I wouldn't be surprised if they would walk her here too as well, but they're going to pitch to her.
Oh, a nice swing. She wanted that so badly.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, any hit from this bat is going to cause some major crowd noise.
Definitely, yeah. Seems to be a good Alberta contingent this here as well. And you have probably noticed the Alberta contingent have had their drum here all week, beating
Yes,
the
they
drum,
have.
beating
Yes.
their drum. So, yeah, but no, just looking out, a lot of Alberta parents enjoying the beer garden down the left field line. And Ontario seems to be on the first base side with the drum going. So very good intensity and energy at the ballpark. Love to see it.
Looks like we have a pinch runner coming in.
Yep.
And that is
number 1.
Nick Webster. Yes. She'll be coming in to run. Putting a little speed on the base pads. Not a bad idea.
No, it's good, definitely. That's the tying run out there, so huge run.
Umpire, is everything ready? Gives us thumbs up, says away we go. And here comes the 2-1 pitch, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Alberta trailing by 2.
And there's no better umpire to have back there for the gold medal game in Lisa Turbert.
That was a called strike.
2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Man, oh man. Now this is what we want to see at a gold medal game.
Definitely, definitely. Tremendous to see for the game to have a very competitive game.
And that goes back to the pitcher.
Nice play.
Go to first, and that will end it. But Alberta scores 4 runs, and now we have ourselves a ball game. 7-5. We are heading to the 6th inning. This gold medal game at St. Pat's Ballpark. It's women's baseball 2025 Canada Games. We'll be back in just a few moments.
For generations, we've been nurturing the communities where we live and work. Providing space to grow and preserving the environment that surrounds us. Because we understand that when we invest in communities, we invest in the future. Crosby, committed to community.
Welcome back to St. Pat's Ballpark here in St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador as we prepare for the top of the 6th inning. And Alberta down by a score of 7-1. Put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the 5th Bill Hart in a 7-5 ball game, and we should be in for quite a finish here. And thanks to Mark Healy, and what a great job you guys did together. I'll tell you what, that was much needed. Added to the entire broadcast. I'm glad that our viewers across to Canada and CBC Gem or NTV Plus got to know a little bit more about us here in the far northeast.
Well, Mark Healy also called his first home run ever in his broadcasting career.
Well, that's awesome. He just started, and I wasn't sure whether it was he or you, and I was fired up thinking, oh, Billy Hart's going to get to call a home run. But Mark Healy did it, and did it in fine style, as you mentioned, so good on him. And thanks, Mark, for adding some great baseball chat to our broadcast here in the gold medal game.
Olivia Westphal tried to bunt herself on, and she was called out.
So Finley Kane, the center fielder, will step in for Ontario in a real battle here now for gold. They were feeling really good, I'm sure, about themselves with a 7-1 lead, but Alberta kept chipping away, and here we are. Just a 2-run differential. And Alberta, the home team, will get the final at-bat in this game. That's vitally important.
Oh, it so is. What an inning for Alberta. Boy, oh boy.
It was quite a moment, the 2-run homer. I was out mingling a little bit. I didn't see who hit it, but I just happened to look up and I saw the young lady get out of the box real quick, and she was running down to second really hard and then got the signal that it was a home run, so she was able to slow it up a little bit there.
Cameron Kutzner is the one that nailed that 2-run shot. Having a great day, too. She already singled this game.
Cameron Kutzner, the center fielder. Here comes Paisley McKinley here, the right fielder for Ontario. 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. And the pitch in there for a called strike.
Claire Hingley, of course, pitching for Alberta right now, but boy, Avery Mullen had a performance. Tons of strikeouts. I'll tell you this, that last inning brought the Alberta fans to life here at St. Pat's Ballpark.
Oh, did it ever.
Boy, oh boy.
Direct left there, many of them sporting the Alberta blue and white colors. And yeah, got a little quiet on the other side though.
A little tense now.
Well, this is what you wanted, a gold medal game.
That's right.
Pitch is a bit high. And Paisley will draw the walk. So we're back to the top of the order. And here comes Akira Takashima, the left fielder, number 16.
Well, listen, we have the manager and the coach going to the mound. Maybe a pitching change in effect here. Akira Takashima, still looking for her first hit. She's been making some contact with the ball. Flied out, grounded out, struck out in the first inning.
She's going to try a drag bunt here. Maybe she runs extremely well. She try to push it maybe down the third base line to try to get a couple on here.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Well,
that'd be great strategy.
With Ashlyn Jolie-Cure in the on-deck circle, and she's been swinging a huge bat for Ontario, the shortstop.
Yes, she has.
He's in the on-deck circle, so let's see what Chris James had in store for Team Alberta. You see his club come all the way back from a 7-1 deficit to get to within 2 with that 4-run 5th inning. And a swing and a miss here in the first offering. As Claire Hingley goes to work. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So much for the drag bunt. Trying to push one down the line to get aboard.
Well, that's why we're up here and we're not behind the dugout.
That's right.
Coaching.
Absolutely. You must have got some great insight from Mark Haley there, just
absolutely
from a coaching perspective,
yes.
And just talking about the joy of playing the great game and helping them develop. And there's a massive strikeout there for Claire Hingley as Ontario will leave a runner stranded at first. And Alberta full of vim and vigor and confidence exuding here as they're coming from behind. And they, of course, are down by 2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th here at St. Pat's Ballpark.
Precision, vision, and strategy. The skills that make a great golfer are the same ones that make a great law firm. McInnes Cooper, an official sponsor of the 2025 Canada Games. Meet us on the course. Come celebrate our sponsorship on August 22nd.
Introducing Vimeo Streaming, an all-in-one platform designed to help you turn your videos into a successful streaming business. Build your own custom branded app and connect with your audience across all platforms and devices without writing a single line of code. Deliver high quality, reliable, and secure video experiences, live or on demand. Turn video streams into revenue streams today.
And here comes the bottom of the 6th inning here. Strap in, everybody, for the big finish. Alberta down 2, batting here in the bottom of the 6th, trailing Ontario 7-5 in the gold medal game. So here's Sidney Klabanowski, the first baseman, number 29. Hard-hitting first baseman for Alberta. They're looking to come all the way back here. Takes the first pitch in there for a strike. So Jaden Sagard continues here, mound duty here. In the bottom of the 6th inning, she has a 2-run advantage, but Alberta knocking on the door. And the pitch is fouled back here, 0-2.
Sydney has grounded out and flied out so far, so she's making contact. She'd love to take another opportunity to do that again.
0 for 2 today, but she's had a great tournament. Pitch on the outside corner, taken for ball 1. Alberta is such a complete team, Bill, and we've seen them throughout the week, and they're just in it. There's the strikeout, though. As Jaden Sagard comes up with a punch out here of the leadoff hitter in the bottom of 6. But Alberta, they seem to be too good of a ball team to be getting railroaded 7-1 at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And we saw their strength as they put together a beautiful rally in the bottom of the 5th to score 4, but they need to start another one here. Trailing by 2. First pitch is outside to Avery Mullen. Started on the mound. You said she filled the strike zone with what, double digits in strikeouts?
Close to it. She even singled her last at bat.
Pitch is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 1 away here. Alberta bottom of the 6th, trailing 7-5 in the gold medal game. British Columbia won bronze, defeating Nova Scotia earlier today here in St. Pat's. And there's a ball lifted into right field. First baseman wasn't looking. The second baseman actually out in right field, Bill, was going to try a throw.
Wow, found a little bit of grass out there.
Sophia Horton Molton wasn't aware that the second baseman was looking to make a throw. That was a heads-up play by Olivia Westfall. As you're looking at Jaden Sagard on the mound. And here's Cameron Kutzner, who homered her last time up. Pitch is in there for a call strike. Cameron looking to put this ball in play. Hit it hard somewhere where they aren't. Here's the strike. Quickly the count 0-2. Jaden Sagard saying to herself, Bill, I cannot throw the same pitch to Miss Kutzner, who hit it out the last time up.
Well, if she doesn't hit a home run here, there's a lot of green there on the right side.
Swing and a miss, though, and a big strikeout there. Jaden Sagard, second out.
Sophia Wilburn now, who flied out to her last at bat.
Now back for Alberta, number 5, number 6, Sophia Wilburn.
inside corner. Strike one, according to home plate umpire Lisa Turbot, who's been very consistent behind the plate here today in the gold medal game. That's why she's there. That's outside. That's going to get toward the backstop. And moving up into scoring position is Alberta.
Well, this at-bat just got a little more huge. A hit anywhere could score this run.
You want to give your chance an opportunity to get to within one. Last licks, if you could hold Ontario off the score sheet in the top of 7, who knows?
That's right.
They need it here. And the pitch is ripped hard and foul down the first base line. Going the opposite way.
Alberta fans, you can almost hear the collective gasping hearing that ball go off the bat.
So a 1-2 count here. And the pitch. That's high. Runner going to third and safe. What a gutsy display of base running there by Avery Mullen, who got in there with a beautiful slide. She would have not wanted to be thrown out there for the third out of the inning.
No.
So that was very courageous, to say the least. Well, Chris James gave her the sign, knowing full well that she thought she got a good enough jump. Now she is now 90 feet away from getting Alberta to within 1. And here's the pitch. Smoke back foul. Pretty good cut. Staying alive, Sophia Wellborn, number 5. Looking to get Alberta within a run of Ontario here in the bottom of 6. 2 down, 2-2 pitch. That's outside, runs the count full. Whew. So a huge juncture of the game right here. Jaden Sagard needing a strikeout. Alberta needing a base hit. Here comes the offering. 3-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Alberta will strand a runner at third, and they'll trail by 2 as we head to the top of the 7th inning here in the gold medal game. The final day of competition here in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador of the 2025 Canada Summer Games here in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. Look at how we got here so far, courtesy of Universa Media Inc., based out of Charlottetown, PEI. Plenty of action in this one. Ontario scored in the first inning and had a 1-0 lead. They tacked on 4 in the third, put up another deuce. In the 5th, had a 7-1 lead, but Alberta roared back with 4 of their own in the bottom of 5, and that's where we stand. Alongside Bill Hart, I'm Brian Rogers. Hope you're enjoying the action, and once again, thanks to Newfoundland Labrador head coach Mark Healy for joining us on our broadcast here on CBC Gem and NTV Plus. And I certainly am happy that he got to sit down and have a yarn with you, Bill.
Well, it's really cool because his team, Team NL, women's baseball, is down on the left side on the wall there, enjoying the game, and members of Manitoba's women's baseball team, they arrived. They are watching the game as well. It's, it's a competition, but as a whole, this is women's baseball, so they support each other.
So here comes Ontario, the top of 7, led by one of their top players, the shortstop, number 27, Ashlyn Jolicoeur, who has been just pounding the ball all over the park here at St. Pat's. she's got a real gun over there at short, too. Seen a couple of real nice plays and throws. She hits it hard into straightaway center. That ball carries, and it short hops the fence, I believe. That should be a ground rule double. And no, they're going to say it went out. So it must have cared to hang on. The center fielder has her arms up.
Hold on. Yeah.
That's a two-bagger. That was not a home run. I mean,
well, the outfielder put her hands up.
Yeah, straight away and indicated right away that it had to have short-hopped the fence. So that ball was hit extremely hard here.
It was.
One more time by Ashlyn Jolicoeur. She's been just hammering the ball, as I said. I don't want to be too repetitive, but you saw a reason why we said that.
Her second double of the game.
And down at second in scoring position, and that's a massive run out there for Team Ontario. Victoria Cura, who got the scoring started for Ontario with an RBI single in the top of the first. Now another opportunity here as Ontario looks to add on. Leading 7-5, top of 7. Pitch in there for a called strike. Sagard wants a new sign from her battery mate, Zoe McGregor. And finally, of course, that would be Avery Mullen behind the plate, pardon me. I'm just a little dazed and confused. The sun's out now.
That's it. They'll do it.
Excuse. We're talking Claire Hingley here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and Avery Mullen, the battery. For Team Alberta. One, two offering coming up here. And that's pounded foul. Count remains 0-2. Victoria Kerr, the third baseman for Team Ontario. 7-5 lead. Ashlyn Jolicoeur out at second base after doubling for the second time in this gold medal match. Kickoff play, back in plenty of time. As Claire Hingley tries to keep the runner close down at second base. Doesn't want to give her too big of a jump or a lead off the second. See if Ontario play the hit and run here, trying to make it a 3-run deficit. Nope, taking all the way, and she takes a call, third strike on the outside corner. So a big strikeout for Claire Hingley of Alberta. And she set Victoria Cura down. So a big out here, and here's Jaden Sagard.
Her line today, she struck out in the first, got a single, the fourth, and hit by a pitch in the fifth.
So 1 for 2 officially, and a real threat there at the plate. There's a pitch in there for a call strike. 1 out, 1 on. Ontario 7, Alberta 5. Here at the top of the 7th inning. The final day of competition of the 2025 Canada Summer Games here in Bonnie St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. And there's a line drive back up through the mound. Holy smokes. Will she get there? And she will beat it out. Wow, great reaction by Claire Hingley there. Whoa, be still my beating heart.
Wow.
Well, she got her glove up there just in time on that line drive, coming back straight through the middle. And had she not knocked it down, that was clearly heading to center field and would have potentially scored another run. So a big break for Alberta there, and a great reaction by Claire Hingley.
If the Hingley family doctor is listening, her reflexes are just fine.
Yes, they are. Happy to see that as well, that her reflexes are fine. But that ball came back there like a bullet off the bat. Jaden Sagard.
Mark Healy, we're here right now. He'd probably have an idea of what this conversation is all about between the Alberta coach and the second base umpire. And there's no play at second. Throw was to first, unless he saw some interference.
Well, whatever Chris James saw, not sure how happy he is, but he needs to go back to the dugout as the conversation is over with Elise Lallemont down at second. Lisa Turbot behind home plate. Emmanuel Crevier at first. Margaret Jean Willis at third. The aforementioned Elise Lallemont down at second. Here's a pitch that's a little outside. So Zoe McGregor, another long ball threat.
She's walked so far, reached on an error and singled.
And she takes a pitch there for a strike.
Can like you can, so single now.
Ooh, and a miss.
Good swing.
Wow, came up empty there. And that's the second out. So Alberta, this is playing in their favor here, Bill. They're looking to get out of here without any more damage done.
Well, I'll tell you what, with pitches like the one we just saw, it's going to happen.
So here's Sophia Horton Molton, the first baseman for Ontario. The runner remaining at second. 2 down here, top of 7. Ontario by 2. Pitcher's down, and that's ball 1.
Sophia, I got 2 for 3 days so far.
She'd dearly love to deliver here for her team to give their club a 3-run advantage going to the bottom of 7, but Alberta wants to stop it right here. And there's a pitch outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Maya Grosinger in the on-deck circle for Ontario. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 out, 1 aboard. And the pitch. And that is ripped into left field for a base hit. And here comes the play at the plate, and there won't be one because the left fielder couldn't cleanly field the ball. And there's a massive insurance run for Ontario, making it 8-5.
That run is huge. Another RBI for Sophia Horton Molton.
Coming up clutch for her team, and here's Maya Grosinger, the extra hitter, runner down to second. So first and second with 2 outs, and Ontario with a 3-1 lead here in the top of the 7th. Pitch in there for a call strike. Olivia Westfall said another big day for Ontario, moves into the on-deck circle. Pitch is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. And in for a strike.
As you can hear in the background, fans are getting more vocal as the game progresses.
Pitch outside. 2-2. Aim of the heat. That ball gets through the catcher. Runners will move up here. So full count. Claire Hingley heading back to the mound. Looks to come up with a big clutch pitch here, Bill. Try to at least get out of this uprising, only giving up the 1 run. It's a big strikeout here. And she is good at Kennedy. She paints the outside corner and leaves Ontario with 2 runners stranded at third and second. But they tack on a huge insurance run, and they lead it by a score of 8-5. 3 outs away from a golden moment here in Newfoundland and Labrador at the 2025 Canada Summer Games. And we'll stick with you as we take a look there at that last pitch on the outside corner that caught Maya Grossinger watching.
Well, you know, when Mark Healy was here, we were talking about little things that the teams were doing. For example, Team NL all wore ball caps with stickers underneath the brim that said "Believe." And we noticed something earlier about superstitions and such with Team BC during that big rain delay. We saw Team BC go to the tarp around home plate and drop something into the puddles caused around the tarp. And you and I were watching this, wondering, what are they doing? And then a few minutes later, they came back, and whatever they dropped, they collected. So curiosity getting the better of both of us. Yeah, we had to go down to the dugout and introduce ourselves and ask, what the heck were you guys doing? Well, they came up and said, well, you see, we all have these. Every team member and coach of Team BC had little sea monsters, little plastic sea monsters, and they carry them with them wherever they go. And I guess they're just letting them have a little bit of a swim during the delay. And what they do, they keep them with them, and during the game, they all collect them, put them in a jar or an aquarium so they can watch them play.
Terrific story.
I mean, and you know, these players and coaches will carry those little plastic sea monsters with them wherever they go for the rest of their lives as a great reminder of the memory they shared here at the 2025 Canada Games.
Thank you, William Hart, for another enlightening story about the young athletes that have been front and center here the past 2 weeks and leading into the sentimental journey that has us all going home after today and the closing ceremonies tonight at the Mary Brown Center. So here's Alberta coming up down 3, needing their leadoff runner aboard, and Gracie Hadwin, the right fielder, will be the first batter here. But Jaden Sagard will face in the bottom of 7. Ontario 3 outs away from gold. And pitch outside, 2-0.
Gracie Hadwin is already singled this afternoon.
Way outside, 3-0. No coach wants their team to have the bat on the shoulders normally, but in this situation, I don't think that it's going to be too bothersome.
No,
because they need base runners.
By any means necessary.
And she's going to take a 4-pitch walk to start the bottom of the 7th. So Gracie Hadwin does her job, and here comes Cora Rydell, the right fielder. Almost ready to turn things over to the top of the order, as Alberta's pitcher Claire Hingley will be the leadoff hitter. And she'll get an opportunity next after Cora Rydell. Pitch is down for a ball.
Rydell already a couple of singles in this game. She'd like to have a third.
Well, a third would put the tying run aboard. The go-ahead run would be coming to the plate, but we're not there yet. We could be in for a doozy of a finish here. What's already been a tremendous gold medal game between these extremely skilled teams. Comebacker to the pitcher. Sagard to second for 1. Back to first. Double play.
Wow.
And Ontario is 1 out away from gold here in St. John's. So Gracie Hadwin aboard. Over Rydell going to pitch to hit. Unfortunately for young Rydell, it was a double play. So here comes Claire Hingley, and the Ontario fans are on their feet, anticipating a golden moment on the rock. And they're 1 out away from that happening, and the first pitch is outside to Claire Hingley, ball 1. 7-5 Ontario, 2 down, nobody aboard. And last hope here is the Alberta pitcher. Pitch bending in there, catching the outside corner for a called strike. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Down to their final strike. Jaden Sagard's heart must be racing here.
Timeout called.
Timeout. So Claire Hingley will step out, now step back in. And here's the 1-2 offering. Outside, 2-2.
Things
what
are
a ball game. Win, lose, or draw, whatever. It's been terrific.
Things are starting to feel a little tense.
And the pitch is grounded out to second base. One hop. Can't handle it. And Alberta is still alive here. Wow. The second baseman for Ontario kind of let the ball come to her instead of charging. And Olivia Westphal couldn't field it cleanly. And so, Claire Hingley reaches. She gave it her all, busting out of the box. And that's what you need to do, Bill, if you don't hustle. Well, if you don't hustle, you're not going to get there. But she sure did in the head-first slide to get to first safely. And Alberta has still life.
Well, this is what you want in a gold medal game. You know, sure, there's 2 outs, you're down by 3. This game can go in either direction. Nobody's leaving. Nobody's saying that, oh, this game is over and it's time to beat traffic. No way. Everybody has stapled themselves to their seats to see the final outcome of the first ever gold medal game, Women's Baseball 2025 Canada Games.
And it appears that the Ontario pitcher, Jaden Sagard, has reached her pitch quota, which would be 70. At least that's the vibe I'm getting. We did see the sign from the umpire that called the timeout earlier, and that's exactly why. Thank you, Roger, for your help here along the way, my man.
Well, Mark Healy, coach of Team NL, who joined us during this broadcast, talked about that. And coaches are big fans of that because younger arms previously were really overworking their arms. You know, they're still growing and they're still practicing, and going beyond 70 pitches could be more damaging than beneficial.
So that looks like Paisley McKinley taking the ball for Team Ontario, and it is. She's number 9. Coming in a relief here of Jaden Sagard with 2 outs, 1 aboard in the bottom of the 7th. Alberta about to send the tying run to the plate. And the second baseman, Ara Siemens, with Brooke Forsland, the shortstop, in the on-deck circle. Ara Siemens coming out to do what most smart young ball players will do. Bat on shoulder, trying to watch the delivery of the pitcher, trying to time it out so she can get a pretty good idea internally of what to expect. Paisley warms up. Ara anticipates this at bat. I said the tying run would come to the plate, but my grade 7 math bites me in the Cecil Fielder I have again. Is because we need 2 runners on. It's a 3-run differential.
You were right before that double play.
So Ara Siemens stepping in, trying to find a way to get aboard. Give Brooke Forsland a shot at maybe potentially tying it up. Paisley McKinley has different thoughts in mind. Her first offering is up high for a ball. might be a good opportunity for Team Alberta to maybe just let her throw a couple pitches to see if she can find the strike zone.
Not a bad deal at all.
And a ball hit out to left field, and that is going to carry into the glove, and it's a golden moment for Ontario in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador, as they'll win the very first women's baseball gold medal at the Canada Summer Games.
What a game!
Final score, Ontario 8 and Alberta 5, and Alberta will claim silver. They have nothing to hang their heads about. I'm sure it's disappointing, but they showed tremendous character, trailing 7-1, fought back, got to within 2, but that all-important insurance run in the top of the 7th was the one that put Ontario over the hump and onto the podium, where they'll receive their gold medals in a ceremony coming up momentarily.
And the crowd applauding, thanking Ontario and Alberta for giving us a gold medal game for the ages, the first ever for women's baseball at the 2025 Canada Games.
And an excellent job by the officials, the umpiring crew. They deserve terrific accolades as well. On behalf of Universum Sports Media, thanks everybody for joining us here in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. You know all about us now. We sure hope you'll pay us a visit in the near future. For Bill Hart, I'm Brian Rogers. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us here at the 2025 Canada Summer Games.
It starts with a spark and becomes a guiding light. Teamwork, friendship, getting social. When the games are gone, the games go on. Orange Store. Fuel the spirit.
Legends aren't born. They're built. Icons don't become icons overnight. What you hear about is the achievement. What you see is the result. But greatness is built on wellness. So here's to heroes unsung, efforts unseen, and distant dreams humbly attained.
It takes a village to raise an athlete. For more than 120 years, Marine Atlantic has connected our sports communities with the people, places, and games they love.
we ask both Team Ontario and Team Alberta to join the medal parade behind the third base dugout to line up to come into parade.
Can't get enough of your song of the moment? Download and indulge in the tracks you love over and over again with Spotify.
Sushi restaurant. Alright, alright. Music for a sushi restaurant. Music for a sushi restaurant. Music for whatever you want. I'm not going to get lost. I'm not going to go wrong. Staying cool. No, I love you, it's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. That's the way it starts with an earthquake, birds, snakes, and aeroplanes. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I am a hurricane, listen to yourself, turn worlds in its own needs. Stop each of your own head, speed it up and not speed, got no street. The anarchists clatter with the fear, fight down, light fire in a fire. Represent the Southern gang, the government for hire in the combat site. That's to what's coming in a hurry with the furies breathing down your neck. Team reporters got the drum, hear the crowd, look at that low plane flying. Then overflow, population corner, do but it'll do. See yourself in series, several worlds in your own need. Listen to your heartbeat, tell me that the rest are in the reverend with the right. You patriotic, slam fight right, I'm feeling pretty psyched. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. Oh, 6 o'clock TV hour, looking at the foreign tower, session marine turn. Listen to yourself, turn like a mini uniform, my book of burning blood, and every motive escalating out of hope, it's interacting, light of motive, light of kettle, step down, what you feel, crush, all this speeds, no fear, cavalier, renegade, steer clear, turn them in, alive, new opportunity, solution, the knob from the alternative, and I decline. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. The other nano to define, Connor nano to define, Mount Saying, Light Lantern, Forsland, Lantern, President, Lenny, Russian, Mr. Beck, Birthday Party, Cheesecake, a Jelly Bean, Boom. Patriotic, slam, boom, next, set it right. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. Oh, it's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine. Come gather all around, you know, I'll sing to you a tale about the boys in Kermaville who almost went to jail. It happened on a November's night when all hands was asleep. We crept up over to Old Tulsa and we stole them the cheap.
And we remind all spectators, please remain off the field until you are invited onto the field after the medal ceremonies. Nous vous rappelons de demeurer hors du terrain, de vous abstenir de pénétrer le terrain jusqu'à ce que vous soyez invités à y entrer après les cérémonies des médailles.
Welcome back to St. Pat's Ballpark here as we await the medal ceremony for women's baseball. Brian Rogers on the English side, Roger Surratt en français, and we will pick it up with the PA announcer. Anna Montas did a great job here over the past 2 weeks on the public address system at St. Pat's. He's going to be introducing all members of the medal team. So congratulations, Team Ontario winning gold, Team Alberta takes silver, and Team British Columbia wins the bronze, and kudos to Team Nova Scotia for placing 4th in the women's baseball competition. And congratulations to each and every team for an outstanding week of women's baseball here, the inaugural competition at the 2025 Canada Summer Games, and we're so proud it happened right here in St. John's, Newfoundland, Labrador. Hope that if you made your way here, that you had nothing but great memories unfold, and you met new people and have friends for life, And now you know when you come back to St. John's in the future, you make a trip here to the far northeast in Atlantic Canada, that you'll have friends to come see, visit, and stay with. And it's been a great 2 weeks overall. Want to thank the Universum Media Inc. group based out of Charlottetown, PEI, under the leadership of Scott McLean and Ed Milligan. And thank all the crews who were so dynamite to work with. We had people that were working here for the last 2 weeks and 3 weeks in the trucks producing the great shots that you saw. And there were many, many great moments here in the Canada Summer Games. But a delight to work with people from as far away as Ontario. And we, of course, we encompassed our Atlantic Canada region with crew members and broadcasters from Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and Newfoundland and Labrador. We were just absolutely honored and appreciate the opportunity to take part. And it was something I'll never forget as an older broadcaster. What a great joy to see all the wonderful many athletes in all their sports do so well. Was so enthralling and so enlightening. And it'll just be a feeling of joy that will not go away forever. So the teams are proudly displaying their provincial colors and will get set for the medal ceremony coming up shortly here at St. Pat's Ballpark. And the next voice that you will hear will be Adam Montaugh, the public address announcer. So we're going to send it down to the field. You can pick up the sights and sounds and enjoy the medal ceremony, everyone, and even more tonight's fabulous closing ceremonies that will get underway at approximately 7:30 at the Mary Brown Center. And I want to wish all of those that are taking part in the closing ceremonies the best of luck. I know that Roger Surrett will be handling the microphones at Mary Brown's en français, and also Robbie Doherty and Luke Much will handle it on the English side for Universum Media Inc. So it should be a wonderful closing ceremony. It's come and gone, and it's hard to believe that 2 weeks has passed by already. But boy, what an enlightening trip it was, and a great gig to say the least. So here's Adam Montaugh, and enjoy, everyone.
Till
and we'll roar like true Newfoundlanders. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck and below until we strike bottom inside the two sunkers. We're straight through the channel to Oslo we'll go. I'm a son of a sea cook, I'm a cook and a trader. I can dance, I can sing, I can reef the main boom. I can handle a jigger, I cuts a fine figure whenever I gets in a boat standing room. We'll rant and we'll roar like true Newfoundlanders. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck and below until we strikes bottom inside the two sunkers. We're straight through the channel to Oslo we'll go. Foxhole and Bruni. I'm bound for the westward to the wall with the hole in. I can't marry a Laura Chioki, I'll be. We'll rant and we'll roar like true Newfoundlanders. We'll rant and we'll roar under and below until we strike bottom inside the two sunkers. We're straight through the channel to Oslo we'll go. And we'll roar like true Newfoundlanders. We'll rant and we'll roar on deck and below until we strike bottom inside the two sunkers. We're straight through the channel to Oslo we'll go.
In South Australia I was born. In South Australia round Cape Horn. Holloway, rolling king, heave away, Holloway, Holloway, hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia. As I walked out one morning fair, was there a met Miss Nancy Blair. Holloway, rolling king, heave away, Holloway, Holloway, hear me sing, we're bound for South Australia. I shook her up, I shook her down, heave away, Holloway, I shook her round and round the town, we're bound for South Australia. Holloway, rolling king, heave away, Holloway.
Honored guests, athletes, and spectators, welcome to the medal presentation for baseball. The medal program is presented by Equinox Gold, proud sponsor of the 2025 Canada Summer Games. Invités d'honneur, athlètes et spectateurs, bienvenue à la remise des médailles du baseball féminin. Le programme des médailles est présenté par Equinox Gold, fier commanditaire des Jeux du Canada 2025. Et maintenant, joignez-vous à moi pour accueillir les premières médaillées de l'histoire du baseball féminin des Jeux du Canada. And now, please join me in welcoming the first medalists in Canada Games Women's Baseball History. On behalf of the 2025 Canada Games, the Minister of Tourism, Culture, Arts and Recreation, Fred Hutton, the Honorable Fred Hutton, and Director of National Programs with Baseball Canada, Kelsey McIntosh, will now present the bronze medals to Team British Columbia. Au nom des Jeux du Canada 2025, le ministre du Tourisme, de Culture, des Arts et de la Récréation, l'honorable Fred Hutton, et la directrice des programmes nationaux avec Baseball Canada, Kelsey McIntosh, remettent maintenant les médailles de bronze à l'équipe de la Colombie-Britannique. The players, les joueuses. For British Columbia, pour la Colombie-Britannique, Lily Chang, Addison Dorland, Ava Dawson, Daphne Haskins, Logan Grant, Aaliyah Weckerly, Jessica Slater, Stella Berry, Layla Spencer, Emma Lecomte, Ella Estoque, Olivia Rue, Cameron Dick, Lucy Gutierrez. Coaches, Stacy Fournier, head coach. Coaches, Ella Mariucci and Emily Fournier. Chef de mission, David Lane. On behalf of the 2025 Canada Games, the Honorable John Hogan, Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador, will now present the silver medals to Team Alberta. Au nom des Jeux du Canada 2025, l'honorable John Hogan, Premier ministre de Terre-Neuve et Labrador, remettra les médailles d'argent à l'équipe de l'Alberta. Les joueuses, the players, Anarchy Webster, Cora Rydell, Oakley Tanner, Adley Brett, Sophia Welburn, Cameron Kutzner, Kayla Elias, Avery Mullen, Ella Tilsley, Claire Hingley, Ara Stevens, Brooke Forsland, Gracie Hadwin, Tessa Klassen, Abby Silaji, Sydney Klebanowski, coaches, head coach, André Chef, Chris James, coaches Mark Randall and Tara Silkwanich. Chef de mission, Ken Lewell. 2025 Canada Games. Corey Penny and Dallas McCready from Atlantic Lottery will now present the gold medals. Au nom des Jeux du Canada de 2025, Corey Penny et Dallas McCready de l'Auto-Atlantique remettra maintenant les médailles d'or à l'équipe gagnante, Team Ontario. Players, joueuses, Victoria Curl, Maya Grosinger, Sophia Audet, Paisley McKinley, Savannah Perry, Akira Takashima, Peyton Chung, Sophia Milks, Zoe McGregor, Ashlyn Jolliker, Jaden Sagard, Olivia Westfall, Finley Kane, Sophia Horton Molton, Ava Silva. Coaches, head coach, entraîneur-chef Sean O'Brien. Avery Wilson also, joueuse Avery Wilson. Head coach Sean O'Brien. Coaches, Brittany Chan and Ashley Flemington. Please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the national anthem performed by the Newfoundland Symphony Orchestra. Veuillez vous lever si possible et retirer vos chapeaux pendant l'interprétation de notre hymne national par l'Orchestre symphonique de Terre-Neuve. Félicitations à tous les médaillés. Congratulations to all of the medalists. Bon retour chez vous. Safe travels home.